Alright, let's get going with some Norwegian league casting. These guys aren't Division 1, they are Division 3. Otherwise, the scoreboard should be correct. So, my initiative, the AOE Norway League. For the first run, we have 3 divisions, roughly 8 players in each division. And the concept is simple. You play 2 games, you have map free of choice from all the standard definitive edition maps, and then you play 2 games, 1 on each player's home map. Reuse of civilizations is allowed, and you also don't need to use the same home map every time. So basically, free choice of map and free choice of civs, but you play each player once in a best of 2. And if you win both games, you get 3 points. If you win 1 game, you get 1 point, and if you lose both games, obviously you don't get any points. So we're starting here with Mart4545's home map, which is 4 lakes. Voila, just for fun. And it is currently in the ranked map pool, only 1 map pool, so that could be why Mart is choosing it. Maybe he's been practicing it a bit there. It is a hybrid map, as you can see. Lots of extra food to be taken in the seas here, in the fish. Probably like 2,000, 3,000 worth of food at least in the waters. Oh, okay, you start with your home map. Yeah, okay, no, it's not that important, the order of it. So, Persians, great pick here from Mart4545, because Persians, docks, and TCs, town centers, start working faster in the feudal age onwards. And they also have twice the hit points, both TCs and docks, so it's difficult to kill them. And you also start with 50 extra food and wood as Persians, so you have an easier time getting your dock up and getting to the fishing. And Martyr says, oh no! Oh, you weren't happy with these games though. Ooh, pushing in there here. Pro gamer move. Boosting the food economy early on. Already gives an indication that scouts might be seen here, then, since the emphasis is heavy on the wood. For these hybrid maps, because you'll be going fishing, it's generally seen on this map that you start with 5 on wood, so you go 5 on wood and then go for the boar and then the dock, or the other way around, I don't remember, because you'll need extra wood to keep the fish production going, in addition to farms and houses and everything else you want to go for. Alright, let's see for who's your daddy here in the blue. Might just say blue to save some tongue twisters here, but who's your daddy playing as the Huns? Also a good C for this map. Who's your daddy likes his cavalry archer play, mobility. Knights obviously also an option for Huns, but with these hills everywhere, it's kind of in the cards for Huns here to maybe go for the cavalchers in the Castle Age onwards if the map allows it for it to be done as such. Setback of being Huns is that you're actually lacking starting wood, so it's going to take a little longer to collect enough wood to get those docks up. But the upside being you'd never need to build houses. It's much easier to sustain both military and fishing ship production because you don't need to worry about getting housed. And you also save a bit of wood during the game as Huns, not needing to build houses. So once you have enough wood to get that dock down, you'll see a nice and fluent fish boom going. Not got my hybrid build order completely done yet. Who needs build orders, man? Much more fun just to wing it. But yeah, extra wood is needed on water maps where you'll be going for some fishing. Barracks going up for Husidadi could be a scouts opening here as well, but 2 on gold actually. Hello. So it could be Men at Arms style play here, but it could also be that Husidadi is going to gold just to afford an early bloodlines here for the Huns scouts, which also would make sense. And stupid villagers killing cows outside of the town center was more important than the gold mine. Yeah. So how's the... Oh, no dock yet. Not liking this so far from the Huns player. Marked with some preempted walls already close to TC. I like that. That could limit the aggression of the opponent here. Let's have a look at their scouting as well. I hate fish, both IRL and on AOE. Yeah, I don't like fish regularly either, but on maps like these you have to have it. This is you'll see it in the villagers. Mart has a 3 villagers lead because of the extra fishing ships here, and it's also hitting village earlier, so that's the perks of being Persians on 4 lakes. Easier fish boom. Alright, second woodline being taken here. What's the play gonna be? Militia in the making. This is gonna be the man-at-arms for Wh0s Daddy. Something that might catch Mart off guard, because the scout hasn't really been there to see what's going on yet. Where are you guys going? Taking the long way around, I see. That's probably not too bad. Still open here. It's uncomfortably close to the TC, but with some luck, you see that they might still be able to find the woodline. And maybe the berries as well. It's open to this side as well. There's some potential here. Men-at-arms on the way. Mart still has not found the opponent that has no idea what's going on here. Oh, might be a villager down here. Let's see. Are we blocking with the scout maybe? Oh, nice move there to block the villagers so they can't get back to the town center. Some idle time cost already, and 1 villager down from Mart 2. Might lose another one here as well. Oof, rough start for the red player here. What's the plan in the feudal age here for Mart? Is wood now is 7 wood short of a stable here. Goes for farms instead to boost the food economy. And has actually more than enough resources here to justify a fast castle. It's just about getting the buildings up. Some nice walls to keep the aggression out, though. A couple of palisades going up on the other side of the gold mine there as well, so the damage potential of the damage impact of the men-at-arms here has been limited, and Wh0s Daddy with a sneaky forward tower here. Couple of villagers, okay. So men-at-arms towers with the Huns here. And actually a good call with this map. The golds are pretty forward and exposed here, so if you can deny Mart off gold, even if Mart pulls off a quicker quicker castle age here, then there's not going to be enough gold to keep consistent knights production or whatever the weapon of choice might be. Mart is docking the south side here though, so he's going to punish Wh0s Daddy's fish a little bit here, but 3 ships not all that significant at this stage. Here comes the tower, well outside of Mart's line of sight. Is it within range of the gold? No, this is barely. I was struggling so much on wood this game. Well, to be honest though, these woodlands aren't great. This one isn't too bad, but then it's just a small chunk here, and the rest you need to expand on the field. That's actually one of the downsides of 4 lakes. You need to expand eventually to have wood access, and you need the wood for the fish and for production buildings, so easier said than done. Swagamar playing, indeed. And there it is. The GG is called at the tower going up. And yeah, still lots of resources in the bank, but of course that's what Mart says in the chat as well. He was struggling for wood, and then in that case you can't really get anywhere. Could be a matter of choices here. You did sneak up that dock, and if you just didn't go for the dock here, didn't make the fishing ship, then you'd have enough wood to drop, for example, a stable and blacksmith, and beat Wh0s Daddy to the castle age, who is invested into feudal due to the men-at-arms and tower. You'd easily be the first one to the castle age here, and then you could fight off whatever forward is going on here with castle age units like knights or whatnot. So, well, that's a rough start. Some good pressure applied by Wh0s Daddy here. 3-1 KD, not the most intense military game. Alright, so let me build up the other game, and I'll get myself another pink while it's going on. Could have played on, but a bit tilted and distracted. Yeah, we all have those days, man. We're gonna go to Wh0s Your Daddy's home map, which is Arabia for the occasion. I'll be right back. Just gonna grab another beer first, and I just want to make sure that the game is running. Excuse me. Jeg bipser deg for at du ikke tar Nomad. I'll pay you if you don't pick Nomad. So, Wh0s Your Daddy doesn't want to play Nomad. Be right back. Nomad is the best map, man, don't you know? Okay, so we have Arabia here for the actually the first game they played, but the second game I'm casting might not be significant. Anyway, so the sips here, we have Wh0s Your Daddy with the Mayans for this one. Smells like some kind of infantry opening into archers here for Wh0s Your Daddy. Loves his micro, and he's gonna run around and be very frustrating with those archers if he can get them out. I think it's Arena with an I, HJD command. Maybe. Or is it Arena? I'm not sure. And Mart with the Lithuanians. I'm gonna want to play the scouts into knights here, maybe, the cavalry style playing. It's just Nightbot. Nightbot doesn't like you, Hoya. There it is. It's in an I. That's what I told you. Who doesn't like Hoya? Nightbot. Should fire Nightbot. Nightbot is working for free. It would be stupid to fire someone working for free. Wouldn't it? Oh, you want Arena with an E, Hoya? That's fine, Nightbot didn't understand you. Oh, nice mill. Anyway. Wh0s Your Daddy, sneaky boy, they're stealing one. Stealing one sheep here of the adversary. Sheep stealing is loud, flaming boars are not, so you'd better leave that elephant where it is. Sorry, it's not an elephant, it's clearly a boar. There's always boars and deers in AoE 2, no matter what the animal looks like. Got one back. That's good work though, Mark, to recover one of them. You could, if you're passing this, you might find them. Might, maybe not. Ah. If I would try to take that elephant, it would lead to one dead eagle. Maybe, but the eagle moves a bit faster, so it's actually easier to lane with eagles. Anyway, I'm not saying you should, but it's a bit easier than with regular scout. Elephant attacks faster though, so it's kind of scary after all. Farm and elephant eating here. Who's gonna free first to the fuelage? Mart missing just yeah, tiny bit of food here to go up. Yeah, but you shouldn't. I mean, laming is on our level anyway, just for fun. It's just gonna mess ourselves up more than the opponent because of idle time or losing HP on the scout and losing it later because of that. And yeah, I do it sometimes to even out differences when I'm playing versus Mongols or Mayans or stuff like that, but it's seldom worth it. Sheep laming is allowed, Hoya, but not boars. Not boars. Did I say no laming? Ah, okay. Maybe I should have said something about the sheep. I think I wrote no boar laming, but we have to double check that one. 2 farms from Mart. That's good to boost the food economy like that. What's bad about it is that you're gonna struggle to afford the barracks and the stable if you're going for the scouts. Would laming in resources be allowed? I mean, you kind of have to allow it for Nomad because it's such an established Nomad thing. But I'm absolutely not going to encourage it. But that's a different kind of laming. It involves taking 1 villager from your economy to lame in resources, right? So in my opinion, that's okay because you're putting yourself at a disadvantage over the opponent. Even if you succeed at the laming, you have 1 villager less working. So for me, that's, to be honest, that's okay. But I'm sure people might disagree. So what do we have here? We have a few lasers on the way for both players. Mart with 22 pop up here, same for Husiladi. And yeah, we're gonna see the men at arms for Husiladi. They're on the move. Mart is still hasn't found Husiladi, sadly, so won't know what's up here. Might have a hunch with a Mayans though, since Mayans often will begin with either straight archers or an infantry opening like this into the archers. Mart is going to be able to afford these stables actually, so he must have been chopping wood intensely here. I take it back. That's a good scout build from Mart here. Barracks up in time. Stables being built now, and scout production will happen in time to maybe be able to deal with the men-at-arms actually. You need ideally 4 scouts versus 3 men-at-arms though, and now there's the Eagle Scout there as well, so we'll see how this works out. So far, just a repeat from the 4 legs game from Husiladi here, with the men-at-arms opening coming Mart's way. Nice spot. And we'll see the militia now, or men-at-arms as well. Will Mart react? Could quick wall with the house here. Nice. And it should consider quick walling the berries as well to keep that food source running. The men-at-arms won't make it in, but these are pretty weak walls. They could... they're not gonna get in. They're gonna move around. There are still places to hit for Husiladi though. He has the... it has very limited scouting in fact, so a bit lucky to run into the berries there maybe, or maybe the only place he knew where to hit. Good reaction from Mart, and now with 4 scouts out, I think Mart can clean this up. We'll see. It's a very even fight, HP-wise. And another scout out. Okay, nice. The setback of this is that Mart can't know this because of not having the scouting intel yet. But after cleaning the men-at-arms up, there's no guarantee that the scouts will be able to enter the opponent's side. There's an opening in the back here that Husiladi actually doesn't have scouted, so there's still a chance there might be a hole here for the scouts to enter. But we'll see. Mart still needs to find the enemy, of course. More scouts. I like this feudal age intensity, but the more scouts you make, the more it affects your cast age timing as well. Because yeah, you're spending food. But there's no reason not to make army if there's an opening. Husiladi, in the meantime, double range archers production here. Mart is going to try and find a point of entry, going for the palisade gate first. Oh, tell me you'll run over to the other side and find the opening. When playing against me, you can just assume there's always a hole. Ah, okay. Oh, so unfortunate that Mart goes to the wrong side, but still Husiladi just assumes that this woodland goes all the way to the edge, which could be exploited. I would probably be pounding away at the walls myself, so I'm not really going to discourage any action here. It still forces some quick walling behind and some resource going to waste. Mart still with a better resource setup for the cat stage transition here as well. So there's a good chance that Mart goes to the cat stage before the Mayans here will get those knights out and more easily deal with the archers' offensive. But please scout the end and don't run in with just one scout and show the hole. No! We see that he's gonna wall it. He's not gonna wall it. Where the hell is this guy going? Well, he's getting punished for it. What is this? Oh man. Okay, but the spearman is out and Mart committing heavily to scouts here, but doesn't have any upgrades. So even though the archers don't have fletching yet, you can't really engage because the numbers are too many. Still causing ample idle time here and chasing Wilder. I think this is a good offensive of Mart. I'm dead. Castlage for Mart as well, going to the Castlage first here, nice. Gonna run these scouts back out, that could be good for keeping some vision and control over the map, and there's not too much more to be done here. However, with Castlage on the way, you might want to stay within the walls so that Wh0s Daddy can't completely wall, and just keep causing idle time and everything. But look at the idle TC time here, 1 minute 43 seconds, idle eco off the charts here, so that scouts opening did a lot. Pulling the scouts back now, we'll see the second stable maybe. There it is, nice. Some walls out as well. There's something though, when you're up against an archer civilization, or in any case, but when you're walling, you'd want your palisades or houses or whatever to be further out. Because Wh0s Daddy is, you know already that he's making archers. If he has archers, he could just sit here with the archers or crossbows and you have no access to gold. But if your walls are out here instead, he can't reach you. So that's something to keep in mind when walling, that you want some distance between your resources if you can, so that your opponent can't easily take you off resources. And considering that the other two golds are over here, you really want that gold to be safe, either even by towering it for defense, or simply just walling further out. Didn't remember I was so late to castle compared to you. Yeah, but you need to make that castle age work though. Here's the +2 defense immediately. Marked with a monastery, because it's Lithuanians. I want to collect those relics. And one relic quite close home, 2 relics quite close home base. So this could be an early attack power spike for Mart4545 here. Second TC going up in the woodline for Mart. It's a good one, covering some wood. You'd want a third TC up here ASAP as well, because that protects both the golds from Archer's fire. But as long as the main gold can be taken uninterrupted, that should be fine. The best point of entry for the knights now are through the palisade gate here. Wh0s still isn't in the cast stage actually, so there's definitely potential for damage here. Maybe even a forward siege workshop can be considered. Either a forward siege workshop or a defensive siege workshop at home, depending, just to make sure you can hold off the cheap Mayans archers numbers. Let's see the numbers here. Mart now with 11 on gold. I like that. You need at least 12 on gold to keep 2 stables consistently running. So the eco balance seems good here. And could afford another TC as well already. So seems like a good eco situation for the Lithuanians here. Very decent numbers as well. No relics collected just yet, but it's probably going to get there soon. Even added some skirmishers here. For the Lithuanians. Lithuanians have faster trash, faster moving skirmishers and pikes, so that's a good defense in a 1v1 against an archer civilization as well. Knight Skir, perfect combo. You could consider mangonels or scorpions, if not skirmishers, as well. Sitting on the hill here, Mart not quite engaging. There are some spears in the mix here from Wh0s as well, but they're still only spears. They only have +1 defense. The knights should be able to handle this. Of course, the crossbows firing from behind aren't doing Mart any favors, but it's a decent fight, all things considered, because Mart will be able to diminish some crossbow numbers here. And, of course, Wh0s' attention to hit and run as well. Sadly, losing quite a few knights numbers here, but also keeping Wh0s from engaging in this home base, so all things considered, not the worst fight ever. And consistent production from both sailors as well is very good to keep up with the numbers here. Only 1 range producing for Wh0s for the moment. Oh, and the old man is collecting relics. 1 relic is in. We have +1 from forging as well, so that should be +2 knights now. Could soon be +3. But now a reaction is needed to react to the crossbows moving in here. There is definitely enough wood for a siege workshop here, so Mart could consider a defensive siege workshop away from the archers to get a mangonel shot in here. But if you have a sufficient number of knights, you could also chase and aim for a surround. Oh yeah, it's back. Good boy. Yes. Oh, the micro running back and forth there to to dodge the archer shots here. Ballistics not in for Wh0s yet, as we can see. Mart now floating quite a bit of resources, but could sell wood now in the market to afford knights again here if needed. Definitely enough food in the bank. And keep a slight villager lead as well. They both have wheelbarrow, but Mart has had 58 to 57 villagers just a moment ago. Committing mainly to the knights here. And yeah, we'll need maybe 2 or 3 more to take this fight comfortably. Good battle so far. Yeah, it's been intense, man. No ballistics, man. Get ballistics, Wh0s. You can afford it. You have the university. Where is the university? Well, you can definitely afford a university, so just go ahead and build it. Yeah, just a tiny bit too few knights, I think. It's a little bit about... Well, it's all about judging what fights to take and not actually, and how many knights you need to fight off a set number of crossbows. I don't know that. I take bad fights all the time myself. So... And for the skirmishers, you definitely need elite skirmisher, which is affordable at this point, I think. And that could sway the fights as well. Nice addition with the mangonel. I like the siege workshop here. And now you want to chase with the knights, I think, because then the crossbows will have to focus the knights, and you could fire with the mangonel from behind when you get close enough. Almost a hit there. Good micro from Wh0s to micro down the mangonel, but lots of the crossbows are weakened now, and there's a good chance that the knights will do okay-ish here now. Yeah, he has had +2 armor from the very beginning, oh yeah. So Mart knows about that. That was the first thing he got in the castle age, actually. Who's your daddy assuming some presence on the hill now? 2 more ranges as well, but none of them are producing, so I'm not sure what's going on here. Seems like the wood eco is a bit up here. Where's the lumber camp? Man, poor woman needs to run a marathon every time she's gonna drop off wood. That's not very people-friendly politics. So, knights still being produced. Scout, that's probably a misclick. Hey, now we go time for eco and microing archers. You call this microing archers? Ah, just kidding. There's always a lot going on in Age of Empires 2. There's a forward castle denying some production here. And I think that's going up because there's so much army to protect that. We'll see, 2 mangonels and a decent number of knights here for Mart. But right now Mart is being a bit passive here, getting elite skirm for the 5 skirms that he has. But relic being brought in second relic now. That's going to boost the attack even more of the knights. Does he see the castle going up though? Who needs economy? Good question as well. Castle goes up. There's no stopping that. That's a huge commitment of builders actually to get it out, but I mean... Oh yeah, that's a bad fight for the knights. Unfortunately, here come the mangonels, but they will be shot down by castle fire as well. A bit unfortunate for Mart there to take a really bad fight and lose significant army numbers. Now we have 45 military against 12 here for Wh0s Daddy, and a forward castle to deny some production and stone here. Bam. Swag super aggressive. Yeah, but he has 3,000 to behind it by now. It's tiny villagers lead. That could also be due to the... No, it's not due to the Eco KD. Mart actually has 9 villagers killed, whereas Wh0s Daddy has 0, so never mind. Just good Mayans forward here, making use of the castle builders as well to boost that wood economy, and Imperial Age is on the way, which will unlock trebuchets and arbalest for the Mayans here. And also, if you want to go raiding and have excess gold, like is the case right now for Wh0s Daddy, you could even go into Eagle Warriors, Elite Eagle Warriors, and raid Lithuanians to death. But that would imply that Lithuanians don't have a significant number of knights on the field, because knights or cavaliers with that relic bonus from Lithuanians should easily deal with eagles, both in terms of speed and attack. More mangonels, but they shouldn't be going too close to the castle here. They'll just be shot down. The castle has Bodkin arrow as well, so that means 10 range total for the castle. Magnol defense, these could probably become onagers as needed. It has 5 of them, that's not bad. I still love to see a town center on this gold though, because that would protect both golds here nicely. University going up to strengthen the buildings and get other upgrades. Siege engineers, maybe I don't even know if Lithuanians get that, but yeah, useful. It's the second building needed to click imp as well. So Mart will be going Imperial Age as well. Soon has the stone for a castle. But the issue here is that Wh0s that is already in Imperial Age has slightly more military and maybe making trebuchets as well. Yep. Yeah, look at these Arbalest numbers. Bracer is in, missing the last armor, which mines do get, but that's not something you need to rush, given that they have ranged attack. Let's see even if they have... Yeah, chemistry is in as well. You see the flaming arrows here that indicate that chemistry is in. How many relics does Mart have? He had 3, but now they popped out. So no more bonus for the knights, but there aren't too many knights total. 11 knights for Mart here. And one big issue for Mart in this game is that Wh0s has been able to establish and run the economy here. By playing Lithuanians and having the mobility on knights and scout and whatnot, you want to keep up the advantage of having the mobility and run home and force the slow army player here to send at least some Arbalest home to deal with raids at home, or at least take some attention away. And yeah, be a bit more active with the army. Imperial Age is in though, so aside from losing a couple of ranges and more importantly the relics, Mart is doing okay here, but as you can see, lots of resources in the bank not really being spent here. Lots of wood, so you could drop down more stable here to quickly replenish or add more knights numbers here, or alternatively more skirmishers, but now I think it's not looking great given the villagers counts here and army situation. Twice the size for Mart, trying to get a castle up here, but that might be... Oh wait, the traps are down, so that's not going to be tread down immediately here, but still you need to deal with the massive Arbalest numbers here, and I think they've reached a point where you can't easily take them out anymore. Booster Daddy extending the defenses at home as well. And look at the eco KD now. 18 villagers down for are killed by Booster Daddy. 55 military to 10. Massive villager lead, and yeah, got this game in the pocket. Now I think GG is called. GG well played. But in the end, it's a 2-0 for Wh0s, who is, after all, roughly 200 elo above Mart, I think. So still good games. Just gonna browse through the stats here before we go to Division 1. Nice early castle age there for the Lithuanians. Had some offensive going on as well, but didn't manage to break into Wh0s' base to diminish the archer numbers. So good job of Wh0s to keep the archer numbers safe as well. And look at the resources as well. The macro management, or the resource management in total, you can see they collect exactly as many resources. So Mayans with the longer lasting resources have a stronger economy than Lithuanians, but Mart still keeping up, so that's a very good job there. Mart's probably around the 1100, yeah. Doesn't sound too unreasonable. It was a solid scouts build with a 22 pop there as well, so might be onto something there.